Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Hi, my name is Matinkhah, and I'm here to talk to you about my books again. I'm very happy to see you here, and I hope that you'll have lots of questions for me. I'm going to start with the first book that I had published, which is Plant a Tree and Watch It Grow. Now I'm going to read this book to you, and then if you have any questions about anything in it, let me know, and I would be more than happy to answer. Okay, it's Plant a Tree and Watch It Grow. And what a great way to love the earth and let it show. Trees shelter us from the rain. Turn the page. Trees shelter us, shade us from the sun. Trees are home for many kinds of animals. They also provide many of them with food. Trees are home for many kinds of birds. The flowers grow into fruit that have seeds inside to make new trees. Some tree fruits are apples and cherries, and they taste good. And we have apples and cherries and a bird. People all over the world eat things that grow on trees. Can you name something that you like to eat that grows on a tree? I can name lots of things, but that's a question. Okay, chocolate and maple syrup come from trees. They're not mixed together on trees. Chocolate isn't tasty until it has something mixed with it, preferably sugar or something like that. And maple is also the same. It's not for immediate consumption. Walnuts and almonds grow on trees. There, I've made a walnut and an almond. I did all the illustrations in this book. Many things grow on trees. Here are a few more you might have seen. There's pine cones that have seeds that come out and make new trees. There's a coconut rather, and avocados are the same kind. They're big seeds. You can plant that and have it grow. And elm also. Did you know that trees are the largest of all plants? There are some that are over 200 feet tall. Trees are the oldest known thing that can live for hundreds, even thousands of years, even millions of years. Some trees were alive so long ago that pieces of them have turned into stone. They're called fossils. They lived with the dinosaurs millions of years ago. That's a big fossil next to a little person. And it was a copy of I copied it out of encyclopedia to get that picture. I guess it looks like a stone. When the summer weather changes and the seasons turn to fall, many trees lose their leaves. And sometimes people think maybe it's dying, but it's not dying. In the winter cold, many trees sleep. They wait for the spring to warm them up so they can grow. Trees keep growing all of their lives. In the warmth of the spring, trees grow flowers and leaves. Tree roots are like branches, but they grow underground. They send food to the branches for leaves, flowers, fruit, and nuts to grow. Tree roots keep the dirt in place during heavy rain and melting snow. Some trees are used to break the wind. They also keep the wind from blowing away topsoil in open land. A lot of times farmers will make a tree line for that reason and to keep the wind and things from their homes. Some trees are used for building things. Some trees are used for making medicine. Some trees are used for fire, to cook food, and to keep people warm. Trees, with help from the sun, change bad air into good air for us to breathe. And that's that. And now I had a question. Someone had a question up here and took it away. I'm sorry I didn't answer it. Can you send me another one? Maybe. That was my first book that I had published. This one is Plant a Tree and Watch It Grow. And I highly recommend that you do that. With kids, they'll learn about, trees and how they help the world. If you read the book and show them how to plant a tree and watch it grow. The next book I have, if no one has any questions about the first one, the next book I have is Splish Splash Water. And this is about how water works for us, and that we need to have it to live just like we need trees. Okay, water is the most common substance on Earth. Water is everywhere. It is in the ground, in the air we breathe. It shows a fish that's getting air out of the water with their gills. That's how they do it. Water is inorganic. That means it's not made of living things. It doesn't taste like anything. It has no color. It is a chemical substance called H2O. Water is one of the things that nothing on earth can live without. The amount of water on earth never changes. Just where it is on earth changes. So with the help from the sun, it evaporates and goes up into the sky. Nothing on earth can live without water, like I had said before. Okay, water vapor rises, and as it rises, the air cools. As the air cools, it squeezes together and changes into clouds. And we all have seen those. We've all seen clouds. That's what that is water vapor condensed. There's a question here. I'm going to answer it so you don't leave. I've heard a lot about plastic waste in the oceans. How exactly does it end up there? And what are the effects on marine life? Oh, it ends up there by people that are out in the water that throw their garbage out in the water and they think it's not going to affect anything. And it certainly does. Okay. There's a lot of plastics that they're finding. I know that one of the things that we need to teach our children from the very beginning and people is to not pollute the water, not pollute the water with waste of any kind if you can help yourself. I mean, sometimes something happens, but there's really no reason for people to do that to the oceans and the lakes. And they end up there because people aren't being responsible. And it has terrible effects on marine life. A lot of people have seen that on television, I'm sure, that the effects on marine life is bad, like oil spills, kill animals. A lot of marine biologists and marine concerned people take the animals and clean them up. And that's a good thing. Or turtles and things get stuck in the plastics. It's a horrible thing. I'm sorry. I can't do something about that except to say children need to be responsible, and so do grown-ups. Chad Warren, how does climate change impact our water resources? Are we at risk of running out of clean drinking water in the future? Well, our population is growing, so then people need more water, but we have the same amount of water that the earth has always had. It just moves to different places. It evaporates and goes to clouds, and clouds move, and then it takes some of the water away. The water is absorbed into the ground, and it's in underground, like rivers, and there's some of those things down there. And I don't know about being at risk of clean drinking water. We have drinking water plants that the one that I live near in Saginaw, it does a really good job of cleaning the water and making it good to drink. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful and take good care of our resources. Otherwise, we won't have them. Okay, Ethan E. Ware. Hello, I'm curious. Is it difficult to incorporate scientific knowledge to children's stories? Sometimes. I have another book I'm going to have published soon. It's going to be published soon. It's about air. And some of that is a little difficult, but there's pictures. If you show a child a picture and you show them, and you read them the book, and then you talk about it, if they have questions, like you have questions, if they have questions about things, then they're learning something. They may not take it all in. They may take it all in if they're real interested. But you should start with children at a young age. And I completely and totally believe in what I'm saying. You start them at a young age being responsible for their environment. And as they grow older, they'll learn more about their environment and how to take care of it. And I think that's a beginning for our world with the children that we have. I mean, our grown-up people, a lot of them take it for granted, but that our environment is just the way it is. But you need to learn how to be responsible. Okay. Hi, Sue. How do you decide on topic to discuss in your children's stories? Well, I didn't want to just write a story and have it be a sweet little story. And I wanted it to make an impact on kids. And I think this kind of book will make an impact on children in a good way. I think, the cute little books all make an impact too, like The Tortoise and the Hare. Yeah, sure. Keep pushing along and You might win this game, right? Things like that. But I think that it's important for kids to learn this. And, okay. Lauren Walker, what is your goal and aim for this book? Can you expound on this? I'm quite intrigued. Yes, I can. It's a book about, okay, my goal for these books is for kids to learn about their environment. And I would really like to have some of these books go into classrooms and be taught when they have an environmental day, if they have a tree day or whatever they have. Do something with these books to encourage the kids. You can have a little experiment. You can go for a walk and see what is going on with the trees and where the animals live, and or with the water, if you want to go to an aquarium or just to a lake, that they can see things that are going on with the water. Hi, Sue. Hi. How will water be affected by climate change? Well, there's more of it because some of the Antarctic are melting. Some of the glaciers are melting, but that's why the climate change needs to be changed. It doesn't have to um, be horrific. It doesn't have to be a terrible, thing. I mean, water is melting. Granted, water. I mean, this ice caps are melting and things, but it's doing it in a gradual way where maybe we can catch up. Maybe we can do something. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm talking about these subjects. Okay. Marianne J. Ramirez. What are some simple ways I can conserve water at home? I want to do my part, but I'm not sure where to start. Conserving water. Well, I don't know where you live, but if you water your grass, I think that's not a necessity. The things that aren't necessary, or get the new appliances that you have, washers and dryers and things, are more energy efficient and water efficient. They take a little longer to work, but those kind of things. And when you do your dishes, wash your dishes and have a sink of water, but turn your water off until you're ready to rinse. Don't just leave it run. That's another way. There are various ways that, if you think about it, I wouldn't say take less showers. I don't know what you do, but that's not usually a good thing. Um, okay, I hope I answered that for you. Leonard Brown, what are your struggles as an author? To get my point across, and have people um, learn from it. It's real. These are very simple books that I have here. They're very simple books, but they have a lot of information in them, and my that's a struggle because they look like, excuse me, they 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 look like, I mean, they're not cutesy little books and then catch the kid's eye in the store, but they're still good. And my struggle is to get my point across. I've heard about the importance. Okay, this is, excuse me, Paula J. Forster. I've heard about the importance of wetlands, but I'm not exactly sure why they matter. Can you explain the role in the environment? Their role in the environment. Okay, well, the animals that live there, the things that grow there. There are things that are will go extinct if they're not there. Um, the wetlands, it's nature's way. I'm really unsure about what to say to you, but um, if nature has those there, there's a reason. I don't think nature does anything that's uh, it's not right. I mean, I think that everything works. I don't know what just happened, but I'm here. Okay, Paula, can you explain the role of the environment? Environment, um, everything works together in our environment. I don't know, am I being heard? You're in the, everyone can see and hear you. Okay. Um, the, the thing is about everything in nature works together for a reason. Okay. There's no doubt about it in my mind. You know, if the wetlands are there, they're there for a reason. Certain things are growing. Um, that's that's as far as I can go with that. If I had a better answer for you, I just haven't researched that. Was your what okay? What is your advice to our kids for our environment, especially the water? Just don't pollute it. You don't, you know, when you're out and playing and you're eating a candy bar or whatever you're doing, drinking something, don't throw the water, don't throw the your garbage in the water. Uh, that's a big thing right there, I think. Okay. Lewis C. Leonard. How does pollution affect our rivers and lakes? What are some steps being taken to clean up these water bodies and store and restore the ecosystem? Um, I'm sure that there are environmentalists that are out there taking care of things, and I think that the water pollution has to do with, excuse me, with factories and um, you know, things that are drained into the water. It used to be that our sewers were drained into the water bodies that we have, and that's not happening anymore. We have environmental things. We have our water clean sewage systems, and things are being done with that. Okay, Brenda W. May. With all the talk about renewable energy, what are some innovative ways we can use water to generate power sustainably? I live in Michigan and we have windmills here, lots and lots of windmills. The farmers use them for their energy for their fields. Um, Water can be harnessed for energy as well. Some places are doing that. It's taken a while for them to catch on, but I think that that's coming around. That the um, water will be used more and more for energy. But the windmills, we have lots of them in Michigan. We have a whole bunch of them. A lot of farmers have them, and they work wonderfully. Renee G. Mullins, can you explain the concept of water scarcity and how is becoming global issue. How does it affect people's daily lives? Water, okay, scarcity. Some of the countries have a problem with that, but the water, there's no less water on Earth than there has been. It's continuous. The water stays on Earth, where, wherever it is, and it travels through clouds and things, and people also, take it and use it. But I don't know how to say, they're digging wells in some areas, and the water goes way underground a lot of times, and they do need to dig wells. And the scarcity of rain in some areas too are a problem. But there's no less water on Earth than there has been. Our ozone keeps it there, keeps the water here on our Earth. Okay. Um, okay. Eleanor Level. Your books are actually good for grade school pupils. Yes, thank you. I can't read. Your books teach about values and environments and science. Yes, they do. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's what I have in mind to do, is teach them and have them become more responsible. Hi, Sue Ann. Just dropped by to say thank you for sharing your thoughts with us here at TFOS. You have a great day. Well, you have a great day too. Thank you. Appreciate that. Chad Warren, your book is perfect for my daughter. She's a curious one. I can't wait to introduce your book to her. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, curiosity is a wonderful thing, isn't it? I have grandchildren that are very curious about things too. My kids were always real curious about things, and they've grown up to be wonderful people, wonderful, responsible people. I'm happy to hear about your daughter. Thank you. Martha J. Roca. How do children's book authors use words for the what? How do children's book authors use words for their books? How do they use the words? Simply, you can't use too big of words. You can't make it complicated, because children don't get it and they get bored. If you get too wordy, it's hard for them to stay with it unless it's a cute little joke book or a fairy tale or something, and then someone's reading it to you and you're enjoying it. But you have to be simple, straight to the point. That's my opinion. Okay, I don't know if there's any more questions. I didn't finish the second book. If you want me to continue with that, I'm going to do that, because I have a few minutes left, unless you want to ask me more questions. Okay. Water is the only thing on Earth that is naturally on Earth in 3 different forms. It comes in liquid, solid, which is the ice and the glaciers and things, and gas, which is water vapor that goes up into the sky and makes clouds, and clouds rain. They let down the water in 3 different. There's various ways. It comes down in a liquid form if it's warm. It comes down in a snow form if it's cold, and hail too. It can come down in that way too. Okay. I have a little experiment in this one book. It's you get a glass of water and you cover it with some wrap, that cover it tightly, and put it in on a windowsill or somewhere near some light or something, and then leave it for a couple of days, and it will evaporate. It will start to, to evaporate, and it shows kids how clouds are made, like that. So we don't make a cloud. It's just that shows how evaporation happens and goes into the air, and you can't see it because you can't see water when it's clean air. When it's clean water, you can't see it. You can't taste it. You can't. It's just there, and it's everything on Earth needs it. That is alive, that is living. Animals and plants and people and things like that. Okay. Every plant, animal, and human being needs water to stay alive. We were just talking about that. We are all made up of more than half water. The elephants are 70%. Humans are the same way. The tomatoes are 95%. A lot of vegetables have lots of water in them. Okay. You can keep asking questions if you want. I don't have to read this. You can buy it and read it to your children. Okay. Eleanor Level. Do you have a favorite moment when creating your books? What is it? A favorite moment when, let's see, a favorite moment when I figure out what I'm going to do is basically it. What I'm going to, base my stories on, how am I going to do it? I have to make a list. When I make my list, I feel better. Makes me feel better. Because I know that I'm going to have this, and that in my book. And then I start my research. Okay. Here's a fish. When a fish opens and closes its mouth, you see that happen all the time when you're looking in an aquarium. What it's doing is pumping water through its gills, taking oxygen from the water to breathe. Because fish need air also, and they need water and air, just like we do. Well, not exactly the same, but you know what I'm saying. Dolphins and whales are mammals that live in water but breathe surface air. Yeah. They spend a lot of time in the water around, swimming around in the water and happily doing so, but they need air like we do. Okay, there's a picture of Niagara Falls here. I have a hard time with that. Here we go. Picture Niagara Falls. Anyway, Niagara Falls, it is has the highest flow rate in the world. It drops 700,000 gallons of water every second. It also provides 20% of the United States of America with drinking water. That's saying a lot. That's a really big thing. That Niagara Falls is between Canada and the United States. And it's a very interesting place to visit if you ever get a chance. And then the last page is, can you think of anything you like to do with water? Now, children love water. They love water. They love to play in it. They love to, swim in it, and they just love water. Squirt guns and hoses and things, and that's good that they love it. And that's another thing that will encourage them to keep it clean, keep it nice, keep it clean so we can have good water. And there are a lot of water problems in our world, and that need to be taken care of. But if we start young with our children, we can maybe make a dent in fixing our environment, so before it's Can't be. We need to fix it. And our children are our future. We're not going to be around forever. They need to take care of themselves too. So these are my 2 books. I have another one that I'm going to have published soon. That's about air, and that's an interesting one. But I'm very happy that you have joined me and that you have asked asked a lot of questions. I'm happy about your questions. And if there's anything else, any more questions, hopefully I'll be on again before too very long. And this is my last time for the festival, but I'm still around and my books are there. And if you buy the books, you'll make a step towards helping the kids. So I hope you have a wonderful life, and I hope that you've enjoyed my little talk and my books. So you have a good evening, and thanks for coming.